At MP Coney Island, it's all about the chili and has been for nearly 100 years since we opened in 1923. We helped put Newcastle on the map as the hot dog capital of the world. Visit our store, place an order for pickup at mpconeyisland.com, delivery with DoorDash, or find the grocery store near you with our chili locator on our website. Want to own your own MP Coney Island? Now you can with our franchise system. At MP Coney Island, it's all about the chili.
Welcome, episode number 24 with we got a full house here tonight. ServaxNet, right? ServaxNet. We want to thank Ronnie Mounts for letting us come down here. And by now, I think everybody knows everybody. So we got, like I said, we got a full house tonight.
Yep. Oh man, Sarah.
We're gonna get going real quick. Very interesting week in just about everything, from, as they say, soup to nuts. We've had some crazy games. We've had poor Notre Dame. They went down to tubes.
Feel bad for Coach Natel.
Chip's team went down.
Feel bad for Coach Natel.
He was driving up to a
Notre Dame
Dame
supporter.
No, it just
It's been a popular place lately.
They ran into a buzzsaw. They ran into a team that was better than
I
them.
stopped him down by Cascade Express. He's getting ready to drive over to Viaduct. I should have
Randy.
that.
He sold you off down
How many
there.
times?
Cowboys fan. He's
Yeah.
great.
Well, you got Preston and Randy both here. We're in trouble.
You're in real trouble.
The 100
This might be a 2-hour
Charles
show.
boy Warriors fan too.
Starting tonight, Zig, right? NHL kicks off tonight, so we got hockey, basketball's going to be starting.
Baseball.
We got football. Everything's going on right now at the same time.
Yeah, if you
Sports
don't,
lovers' dream,
if
right?
you, that's right. You got something going on every night of the week. So, wow, we, like I said, it was a wild and woolly week. We had high school football. Friday, you want to get going with high school football?
Start with high school.
Get
Okay,
started?
WPIL action. Let's see here. Okay, it's the rankings. 6A, Central Catholic still on top. 5A, Peters Township in 4A. Aliquippa, McKeesport is now number 2. Montour, Central Valley, and Thomas Jefferson. Central Valley went for a 2-point conversion late in that game.
Did I stop you for
No,
a
go
second?
ahead.
Did you say Thomas Jefferson?
They
got
lost.
beat by Trinity.
Trinity.
That was a crossover game? Trinity? Or
No.
74?
No, they're in
that section.
They're in their section.
That's
Yeah.
what I kind of.
I believe
They
they
blew them out, didn't they?
It was.
Chips.
Yeah,
23-6.
That's Chip's other team. Chip's
Thomas Jefferson. Trinity's always have a decent team, but only had 3 or 4 wins,
Right.
and they beat the number 3 team in the WPIL. It was a little upset. That doesn't happen to Bill Triplett very often,
That's going to be
upset.
interesting when they bracket them up.
Yeah, how that's going to break up now, because McKeesport ended up with 2 now, more than likely, but Central Valley Montour down to the last play, 2-point conversion. The play was, if you saw the play, it was horrible. I mean, it blew up right from the beginning, never had a chance.
Wow.
And then, it was a Big 7 rival for Thomas Jefferson. So in 3A, Bell Vernon is still on top, 2A, Wash High. The Shenango is still 3 and Mohawk 5.
That's
Shenango
gonna be-
again rolling.
Yeah.
That's going to be the last
Shenango
week of the year.
they'll be 8-1 the last game playing Mohawk.
More than likely.
What's Mohawk's overall record right now?
I think
They're tied for the
Yeah.
section.
They're tied, yeah.
But they're tied for the section, right?
Yep.
Both.
Yep, that'll be for all the marbles last week.
It's going to be a bumper.
And then 1A, Fort Cherry. There's 7 undefeated teams left in the whole WPIL. Peters Township, Aliquippa, Elizabeth Forward, Navenworth, Washington, and Fort Cherry. And our Canes will take on Aliquippa.
Homecoming.
Friday night homecoming. Randy, what's the lowdown on homecoming? How's that all working?
Is it going to be
That prior to
the same way it's always been? No, nobody's changed anything.
It's
like
It'll be that night sometime.
It'll be that night. Yeah.
It'll be that night
Just like the
sometime.
emoji. Look, Chip.
I don't know.
My apprentice, Josh Horner, will be home from the Ohio University, and Josh will be looking forward to seeing you at the stadium. And that's it for WPIL.
WPIL. Well,
Week 7, right?
no, this is week 8.
Week 8. This was week 7. Week 8.
I'm sorry, right.
Yep.
Week 8 is going to be Friday night. And Union where's Union at?
They let Rochester have it
Yeah,
at
they beat
home.
them pretty good.
And they're looking really
What
good.
do they got going on now? What do they got left? Who they got left?
They got Northgate next week at
Are they
Northgate.
pretty good?
I think they're decent, but I think Union's gonna
Right,
Just
steamroll.
keep, yeah.
And they're rolling hard, and they had what was his name, Dane Johnke and Grayson Blakely, the two receivers they have, and they play defensive back. Those guys are playing well. Of course, Brandon Thomas, he's playing well. Mikey Gunn playing well. The line's playing well. So they're clicking.
Coach Kim's doing a great job.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. So it is, and I don't see them
Right.
slowing.
Till they get
down.
into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got a Randy's gonna pull director to Randy this Thursday night. Our 7th and 8th grade team. Go ahead.
7th and 8th grade team plays Avonworth at the stadium at 6:30. And if we win, we'll be undefeated. And we will play next week, site to be determined. We'll play the Division B team, which is Hopewell. They're undefeated. So those two will play for the championship next week, either Wednesday or Thursday.
Site time.
Same time to be determined.
Midday.
So it's great.
Neutral location.
Even, no,
Oh, either or.
Yeah, it'll be.
Even if we lose, we'll probably still play Hopewell.
Avonworth's 5-1.
I was
4-1.
4-1, but they're out of the Division B.
Right.
So even if we lose, that will be our first loss. We'll still play in that championship game,
Right.
and it'll be against Hopewell.
So there's a little bit of light.
Yes.
little
Yeah,
They have some talent.
opening.
They have
Right.
some talent.
Right. Yeah, they do.
Defensively, Kai Cox is very talented.
Yep.
They have some other guys out there that can play. They do. They have some guys that
No,
can
they
play.
do. So we'll see. I mean, it'll be a nice night Thursday night. So gonna come out and watch.
Oh, that's nice.
Be at the stadium.
I was talking to Sammy Holmes last night, and he said that the 5th and 6th graders are doing well too. So that's good.
That's a good thing for us. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that league, that was what was needed to be done. They needed to get away from here
Yes.
and get in where there's, and we talked about it many times,
Yep.
where there's strict rules in that league.
Yeah.
You don't argue with a referee or you get fined. You don't argue with, you argue with a referee outside of the stadium or any stadium you're at, it's $1,000 fine.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly a chance to be put on probation. So, I mean, that's what they needed. And
Right. Yes.
first
they
year
did.
we played in it, I think little Sam and Gino were 6th and 5th grade. The record only stood that they weren't eligible for the playoffs. And last year it went real well. We got it. I think they made the playoffs and lost the first game to Aloha.
Football, right.
And Alaquippa's 6th grade team last year was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And they had 2 running backs who were phenomenal. So the gun
you
just
go
keeps,
again.
the gun just keeps
Yeah. You keep reloading it.
Aliquippa does have a couple kids that were
Yeah.
in 8th and 9th grade that are going to Central Catholic now. So even they aren't oblivious to the looting and pilfering.
Yeah.
wow.
It can
I
happen.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it can happen. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are 2 talented kids. But
They're Central Catholic.
They're going to Central Catholic.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You guys can agree, Ziggy and Bobby, we were all there. Naturally, Perry wasn't there, but we went down to Central Valley a couple weeks ago. I didn't think that was one of their better teams.
No.
No, I didn't either.
Did you?
No.
Or is
I
it
didn't.
just my?
No.
And I think we all agree with that. I don't think that was one of
He really has a lot of talent, but they didn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that stud that he normally
Yeah.
has.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
I don't know. Alaquippa hasn't played him yet, but I'm sure it's Alaquippa.
I'm sure.
And I thought Montour was better.
Well,
They end up playing them close.
I think we talked about
Right,
Montour.
Yeah.
Montour's a lot more physical. I
Yes.
thought.
Montour is.
The offense
right.
ran a little bit more
That'll be
smooth.
that, and it could be at the end. Montour could be, lose.
I could see any of those teams getting in the playoffs and making the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of them.
But just that Trinity game was big upset.
It doesn't happen very often to
No,
a Bill
not at all.
Sherbeck coach team. It doesn't. But
When I saw the score, I thought.
yeah, they only put. I looked at the rushing statistics today. Neither team ran for 100 yards. They were in the 80s and 60s. So
Wow.
it was a defensive battle probably, and neither team is known to throw the ball either. So you get in that type of game, and it was probably a couple turnovers. I imagine that probably dictated
Listen.
how things went.
It comes down to the old saying, who's healthy at the end of the year?
That's right.
And we'll be
Who's
talking
playing
about,
good?
we're gonna be talking back and forth with Ziggy here pretty soon. Baseball, who's the healthiest? Look at the Braves game last night. We just mentioned that. Yeah, that's Yummy's team, the Braves.
Right.
That's 5-4-0. You know, somebody got hot. That kid made a hell of a catch at the end for the Braves.
Yep.
I didn't watch the game, but I seen the highlight. He threw the ball. The cutoff man was just at the right. It wasn't even the right cutoff.
He actually missed the cutoff.
Missed the cutoff.
It actually bounced.
And Harper was already he was 3 steps off
A base running blunder.
and he couldn't get. Yeah, right. He
Well,
couldn't
let's
get back.
talk about Major League Baseball.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we're there.
Right.
You know,
Good segue.
Yummy. I told you that they'd have trouble with Philadelphia, right? I was just messing with you. I don't think if they wanted to play any team, I don't think they probably want to play Philadelphia. They were just getting hot at the end of the year. But geez, they're down 4-0. Yum, if they go down 2-0, can they come back?
Well, I mean,
Well, you know what the percentage is?
You're going to Philadelphia. You got to win 3 in a row.
ESPN put out the percentage today. If they'd have lost that game, 11% that you win the series. Right, Zach? So it's not that often that
And the
happens.
Braves don't have no major injuries. I know.
Well, that's where they stayed healthy. Everybody's healthy right now.
Everybody's.
What got them back in the game was their home runs again, because if they don't hit them home runs, game's over.
Go ahead, Zig. Give us your Ziggy. And Ziggy's an expert with the baseball, and he's an expert with. Yeah.
There's 3 teams who were considered they were division winners, that they're in trouble right now. And that's the Dodgers, Baltimore, and Atlanta too, because Philadelphia is a scary team. And when you play in Philadelphia with the nuts down there, Philly can easily win the next 2 games.
Especially in the short
Is
series, right?
Arizona your sleeper in the whole thing?
No, Texas.
Texas.
2 weeks ago, I said it on this show. I thought Texas was a sleeper because they've got a well-balanced team. They don't depend on home runs. They've got good pitching, but their manager is the best manager in the playoffs right now. He's an expert at bringing his pitchers along and getting them and his regular team to peak at the right time. He won 3 World Series when he was with San Francisco.
The winner.
Yeah, he's a winner, but you still can't take your eyes off of Houston because those guys, I think they've proven that they're more than the base stealing organization that they were 3 or 4 years ago.
They were winning 5-0 when I left the house. Yes.
Yeah. And then they got Justin Verlander,
Yeah, they have him back.
who's the modern day Bob Gibson. I
Right.
mean, he's just,
And he's up there in age too, right?
yeah, he's way up there in age.
Close to 40.
Yep.
Yep.
And
He's not.
I love watching him pitch because his mechanics, when he pitches, it's all free and easy,
Yes.
which is less stress on the arm.
Right.
That's why.
And that's why he has lasted
That's right.
This long.
that.
He is
So-
good for a watch.
Then a team like Minnesota, I got cousins up there. What they're doing right now, they really weren't expecting that until next year
Right.
because they're a young team. But
Good experience.
yeah, they're going to get their experience now, and yet they already got 1 series win behind them. And when you get into a short series,
Right.
you're rolling the dice. You just can't predict.
Zach, how do you explain Clayton Kershaw? How does that happen?
It's been happening the last couple of years with them.
How?
I
He dominates
I know.
during the season, and he gets in the playoffs. He's absolutely horrible.
Right.
I couldn't even get it out the other day.
Yeah, he couldn't record 1 out,
That's amazing.
and it's a mystery.
They're only the 5th team in Major League Baseball history that's won 100 games 2 years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and lost the first 2 games of the season.
At home.
Yeah, at home.
And Baltimore lost both games at home. So I think the TV executives might be a little bit antsy right now because you get all these high-powered, high-salary teams like the Dodgers.
The Orioles,
the
and the Braves could
and the Braves could possibly all out.
get knocked out. I don't want to make you feel bad, young, but
I'm glad you're
you know what? You know, I'll tell you what. Last night was it. They made that play. Now maybe that thing sparks them. They get back.
Yeah. What's the series?
1-1.
It's
A lot of baseball in October, right, Zig?
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot of baseball.
All the baseball.
A lot of baseball. It's going to be very interesting at the end. Again, they're the healthiest team. They seem like they're making it, getting to the end. You
Yep.
know. Well, that's gonna. We'll tap your brain next week, Zig. Thank you for that information. What brain? Huh?
Yeah.
What's what
What a brain!
You got a brain like Napoleon. Napoleon's dead.
What do you want to go? You want to go right to hockey? Start
Yeah,
the
Zig.
nights on hockey. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
Ziggy
Zig.
got on hockey too. He's our hockey expert.
8
Well,
o'clock.
I'll just say this about the Penguins. With the moves that they made in the offseason, they have the makings of a team that should, number one, make the playoffs, but could possibly win 2 series in the playoffs.
See, I didn't
You
follow.
can get them into
I never did.
this past the second round, and you get into semifinals, and you're playing defense. Them picking up Eric Carlson was huge. I mean, that would be like the Steelers would have picked up Jim Brown in the 70s. That's how much of an impact this guy's going to have.
Did they make a move when Lemieux was
Yeah,
prominent?
tanked.
Yeah, but who did they have? Who did they pick up? When Lemieux was playing, didn't they pick up a defenseman?
1 year, Craig Patrick got Ulf
That's
Samuelson
Yeah, off, yeah.
and Greg
picked up all
Jennings
them
and
guys,
Ronnie
yeah.
Francis.
That's it.
And I remember the first hockey game I went to, the Penguins scored. There was maybe 800 people in the Civic Arena. I got up, I started cheering. We were all bombed. We didn't know where we were at. So 2 guys said, sit down and shut up. And I said, well, wait a minute. I thought if the Penguins score, you're supposed to get up and cheer. And he said, if they keep scoring and they keep winning, they're going to blow it for the long-term future because they're going to lose the number 1 draft pick. That's when the guy says, there's this guy named Lemieux up in Canada in junior hockey that's setting all kind of records up there. So the goalie that won 3 games in a row all of a sudden got shipped down the farm system, but they could never prove that he was sent down there
For the
reason. So the rest was history.
So the guy's Connor Bedard tonight for the Blackhawks. Is that his name, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to
Supposed to be the
Supposed to be
new
next.
phenom, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to be the new
Just
phenom.
saying.
Mhm.
That'll be a hell of a game tonight.
So Zig, what you're telling us, Penguins did a lot of good
The
moves.
new general manager made a lot of good moves
Good
to
moves.
beef up their defense
Yeah.
because the guys that he picked up are proven stay at home. They
Veterans.
just worry about playing defense. And
That'll make it easier for them.
they are the oldest team in the league. And
Yeah.
that's the only thing you gotta
Their age.
wonder about. It all comes down to how their legs are gonna be at the end of the year.
This is it then.
Yeah.
This is it.
Going all out.
Yep.
When you got Crosby, that's what you do.
Yep.
You got Malkin that can still play.
Yes.
And you gotta keep him out of the penalty box. Because Gino got a temper.
Yeah, he does.
Well, listen, we got everybody here. We cover every phase of the sports world.
They've got good coverage.
Yeah, now it's hockey's on, and baseball will be here next week. We'll keep throwing it at the Zig and anybody else who wants to chime in at it. Good job, Zig. I knew I could depend on you. Let's go to that crazy NFL.
NFL.
Yeah.
Again, the headline is always from week to week. You don't know what the hell's going on. The Bills go, they go to London and lose to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's good, but the way they played the week before, geez, you thought they were going to blow everybody out.
They beat the Dolphins.
And they didn't look good. Teams doing good. Lions, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Eagles. 2 undefeated teams left, Eagles and San Fran. Dolphins did lose their star running back today, and also Justin Jefferson was put on injured reserve today for the Vikings. But how about the way the 49ers just total dominated the Cowboys? And it was the coach beat the coach, and the quarterback outplayed the quarterback.
Yep.
That's all that it was. And the 49ers are for real.
I don't
yes,
think
they
that.
are.
100%.
I think you guys would agree, but I don't, right now, if they stay healthy, I don't think there's
They're
going to be.
And this is, I really didn't realize, the last 3 years they've been good. They lost their quarterback right last year.
Yep.
The year before they were right there. I mean, they were right there, so that management did a good job putting this team together. Now, did they get lucky drafting a quarterback second and getting rid of him, and Brock Purdy steps into that don't happen too often.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if that don't happen, they ain't playing like this, but he's the top rated quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to believe.
They're running on all cylinders.
They're running on all cylinders. The teams that are not the Patriots,
Yeah,
they can't get out of their
Oh,
own way.
that's
They're
sad.
Last
absolutely
time we
horrible.
ever saw them shut out.
That's 2 games.
And
That's big though.
After Brady left, what happened? Belichick did not make the moves
Nope.
that he needed to make this team better.
Right.
And they're struggling. So whether he continues to be the general manager and
Coach.
involved, coach, I think he'll be able to stay and coach there
Yeah.
until he wants to leave. But they're out of
So
it.
he was top coach, he just be general manager.
Yeah, they very easily could do that, but will he want to do that? Who knows?
Right.
Steelers-Ravens Sunday.
Well,
That offense is still stagnant.
This is what I'm saying. It is.
Yeah.
But in any level of sports, and you're going to agree with me, I know you guys will agree with me, you can't let a team hang around. You can't let them hang around.
Put them away.
The Steelers
Yeah,
kept
put 'em
hanging
away.
around and hanging around. The Ravens wasn't capitalizing on the mistakes. The Steelers couldn't generate an offense. Imagine that. And all of a sudden, Pickett throws a dart to Pickens, and
The game could have very
there's a
easily.
lot of things,
could have
questions you want to ask.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
Why didn't the Ravens kick a field goal?
Right.
Yeah,
Get a 10-point lead.
take the points.
Yep.
And all the drops. I mean,
Oh,
they
well,
could
yeah, they had- yeah, they
if
could-
they could have 2 more scores in the first half, and maybe that would have been the end of the game. Those drops, unbelievable. And they're in the end zone.
Yeah, they were right in their
Drops. I mean, they just look horrible.
Yeah, it's just.
You guys talk about the Minnesota Kansas City game and all.
Yep.
Was that pass interference, you think, at the end?
I didn't
before
see-
you
I
took
didn't
the helmet
see
off?
That's it.
I don't know if you make that call.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
It's
No, that's a call, right? It's a rule. You take your helmet off.
I mean, before that, though, before you took the
There was
helmet
a pass,
off.
like a
You
holding
think, I
call.
don't think that was pass
But
interference.
it was
before you took the
mediocre.
helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, they let these guys
That
kill
was
each other the whole game.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna call that a little unfair.
You know what, Bobby? I don't think referees are. I don't think they're ever going to get it.
There's so many rule changes.
It's not ever going to be consistent.
Right. No, you're
The
right.
game is too
It's too,
fast.
exactly.
Yep.
I was
Game
just
was
going to
way
say that.
too fast.
It's too fast.
Yep.
It's
These
hard
guys
to
are
stop
so
that.
big, they're so athletic.
Yep.
Do you see how those guys? You see how those receivers get their feet down? And you're saying, how do you let go?
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
not
it
a
is.
bad call. It looked like their one's foot's in and the other one's out, and then they drew.
They drag
So that's what we don't see 1,000 times, probably a week, that they're making those catches.
and it's like that.
Bang,
It's
bang, 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 bang.
It's
so quick.
I was watching the
Yeah.
Buffalo game.
Yeah.
And then when they called roughing the passer because it said face mask, but the ball was already tucked away, so he's not a protected runner no more.
Right.
I mean, he's going back. He knows he's going to get hit, so he tucks the ball away. Well, you're not protected no more. I mean, you're unprotected. And that's what, even Gene Steratore said, they confronted with him. He said, no, that call should have never been made. What are you going to do?
Well, they put those guys on. They put them on the spot.
Yeah, they
Yes,
did.
they do.
Some of them.
And they know, Sam.
Oh,
They're
yeah, they
excellent at what they do. Gene
Oh, they
Sterrico
know.
is excellent.
Yes, he is.
And it's a lot easier to see it when you're
And you're
way
Oh, way up there with a camera,
see
then
the
you walk
fire.
down the
You're real time
field.
out here and you're up there and you see it,
right.
the eagle eye view of everything.
That's why
So
it's,
much of a advantage.
that's
You
why
gotta
it's,
remember,
yeah.
these referees are seeing everything bang, bang.
Right, yeah,
We
very
can
quick.
watch it slow motion and
Right,
everything else.
and every angle possible.
Yeah.
You got 60 billion cameras, you got the cable camera flying around. I mean, you know.
That's why it's so
Right.
nice to go to a football game live,
Right.
because you can see things develop. You
Yeah.
can see it. You're seeing it on TV, but you're not seeing the whole picture. You know.
And you know, Sam, how many times, I want to go back to this. If you younger guys are watching this, when you go to the game, you got to watch plays develop. You got to watch things happen on the field. That's how you learn.
Exactly.
That's how you learn.
Yep.
You just don't go to the game to, you know, whatever. I mean, it's nice to converse with your girlfriends or whatever like that. But if you're really and truly into the game, you got to watch it.
You watch it.
And that's how you learn.
I always like, it's getting harder and harder as you get older to go to a stadium and get, not that I walk every day, that's not the thing. It's just a hustle. Getting the parking. My son, they all went to see Gino play the other night. They said that free parking lot there by the stadium, it was free parking. They were 1 hour to get out of there. Wow. 1 hour.
There's hardly anywhere to park on the North
Crazy.
Shore. I'm there every home game. It's
Yeah.
horrible. It's hard to get in. It's hard to get out. And no, it's not a good experience. It's really not.
It's just-
But I'll say this, capping out the NFL, whatever the Steelers again are paying DJ Watt, he's worth every dollar.
What's he make, Preston?
Every
One of the
dollar.
highest
Hey,
paid defensive players.
yeah.
He's up there.
Every dollar.
Need a player.
Makes the big play at the right time.
He come alive in the fourth quarter when they needed him.
Yeah.
But they just they're not in sync on offense at all. And they're putting too much pressure on, and it's anything. They put too much pressure on the defense. You know, the defense is out there, and they gotta, you know, defense does win games. You know, it's
The time of possession will catch up with
Yes,
defense.
exactly.
It's always against it.
exactly. The Ravens just, again, I'll say it, they let them hang
They
around.
scored that hit once and that was it.
That was it. I don't want he didn't go.
Lamar Jackson didn't have a good game.
No.
No, he didn't.
His numbers were comparable to Kenny Pickett's. Pickett 18 for 32 for 224. Jackson 22 for 38, 236. He didn't have any touchdowns. Everything revolves around him.
It's unbelievable.
How many drops?
Oh,
All right, that's what I'm saying, that killed him.
And how many for scores?
Right, that's what, right? I mean,
Yeah, they played a bad game. Now, next week, I wouldn't doubt that they come out gangbusters again.
Watt signed a 4-year deal, $112 million.
112 million.
He got a $45,000 signing bonus.
Every dollar, well worth it.
Well, you still look at London, 100,000.
And
100,000.
80 million guaranteed.
80 million guaranteed.
wow.
Where's the money coming from?
Comes from Ruben.
Pressure pointed at you.
I made a small donation.
79
Yeah,
million.
those lounge boxes and the parking and everything else.
What you have to plug up, Chip? You listen.
Go inside that stadium, you know what tickets are. It's hard to bring
I see.
4 or 5 people
I
in
was
the game.
offered
Oh,
tickets
it's
for
expensive.
$300 for 2 tickets.
And you weren't, I bet you weren't in the first level. No.
No.
You know what I said I had free parking, and I had a free seat
Free
on my
food.
recliner and free food.
That's right.
What
beat
a
that.
wine.
It's 70 degrees.
So there was the family really, Gino's family really supported him.
I'll tell you something. There were a lot of Newcastle people.
Oh,
I see them
tons.
walking around.
Yeah.
My Joey, my nephew Joey, Denny, my son Sammy, they all went down, my daughter, and they were all there. All the Gary's, Gino's
That's
friends,
great.
his nephew, his cousins, and they supported him.
What I didn't see there was a lot of Ravens fans. I didn't, not like San
No,
Francisco.
no.
I'm telling you, San Francisco.
Well, San Francisco, I think they had more.
I didn't see
fans
many
than we
there.
did.
Let me ask you guys a question. This has been, you're watching the game, right, in London. You see all these people with Buffalo Bills shirts on. Now, You would have to be, that there's some kind of promotion in line.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was all those people quickly from Buffalo, right?
No.
Wasn't it polluted with Buffalo
Yes.
people?
I wouldn't doubt it.
It was home, they were a home team.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But then again, yeah, you're right, Chip.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Sam.
I would not doubt it.
I forget what they said the cost.
They travel big time.
To London, that's a 7-hour flight, A.
Right.
The cost for an airplane has
It's
to
a
be
$5,000 weekend for one person.
Oh, at least.
And they said the rooms are like out of.
I wouldn't doubt it, Sam. These people go.
You gotta think about this.
I know Iowa, when Gino
Once in
went
a
to Iowa,
lifetime.
they travel,
They travel.
the fans.
Mhm.
We went to a game one time, I seen all these people, black and gold people there, all from Iowa. It was Michigan State that one year. It was, there had to be 6,000-7,000 people.
I wouldn't doubt it. Now, some of them are local fans for the
Right, right.
But I wouldn't doubt that a majority of them people are from the New York area. I wouldn't
Yeah.
doubt it. And wherever in the country, they're Buffalo fans.
Yeah.
But they go.
They travel.
They go anymore. It used to just be a Pittsburgh thing. Now,
Now it's
every NFL team, their fans will go.
Well, this, you know what, being that we're gonna, the schedule this week is Thursday night, you got the Broncos and the Chiefs. Broncos, I don't know what was, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what he
happened.
was thinking about,
I-
staying in the.
Russell Wilson's no Russell Wilson. I don't know.
No, he's-
What happened to him?
I don't know.
What happened to him?
They were just saying his wife's gonna have, she's gonna have another baby.
I mean, I know he had on a better team in Seattle and had the ultimate wide receivers there, Metcalf and Lockett, but
Kansas City
They're
minus
horrible.
10.5.
they're horrible.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
terrible. You're right.
Titans and Ravens are in London, Baltimore -4. Well, the Titans are the home team. Commanders and the Falcons. It's a lot of rugby with
How
China.
about Detroit, huh?
How about Detroit?
4-1.
It's a lot of.
Boy, they surprising a lot of people.
North,
They are.
I like Detroit. I've
Yep.
always liked Detroit. I haven't talked
Yeah,
about them.
yeah.
They built that
That's
from
the
the
game,
ground up.
God
Yes, we
willing, that's the
did.
game we're going to next Sunday.
The game's in Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
Lions.
Quit
Seahawks,
lying.
quit lying. The Bengals and the Seahawks, Cincinnati's given 3. Boy, Joe Burrows looked really good Sunday.
Yeah.
That chase, he had 15 catches.
Yep.
He broke a record for Cincinnati Bengals. Colts and the Jags. Jacksonville -4. Panthers and the Dolphins. Dolphins are playing real well. They're giving 13.5. Bears and Vikings. I think the Bears played for Buckus.
Yeah.
They should
I do too. I think.
Browns and 49ers. San Francisco's only
Niners.
giving 5.5.
How's that only 5?
Yeah.
No, that's all that
The
today.
Browns have a really good defense.
Yeah, they do.
They got a good defense.
Oh, they got a good coordinator too.
Yeah.
Now,
That guy's, he's top of the line.
and then today, they're still, Watson's still saying they don't know if he's gonna play. And that could make a big difference too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoulder injury.
Texas and the Saints. New Orleans -1.5. Raiders and Patriots. Las Vegas is giving them -.
The Rays.
That was crazy.
Lions and Bucks. Detroit -3. Rams and Lambs are giving 7. Jets are giving 7 to the Eagles. The Bills are giving 14 to the Giants at Buffalo. And next Monday night, the Chargers are giving Dallas 2. Dallas is just, Dallas has no consistency.
Yes, they are.
They
They've
don't
been
want
knocking
Prescott
good
to make
watching.
any.
They're never gonna win a championship with that.
They won't let him throw downfield.
They won't win that
Our
championship.
boys,
right.
Up on the east side, Mr. Janot.
Oh, I love him.
Was he like Dallas?
Oh, he's a Dallas.
You gotta be watching this. You gotta be watching this.
Yeah.
Under the table.
You know, speaking of the NFL, I always look at it, I looked up some stuff today. The longest field goal made was 66 yards. You guys, you know, it was from Baltimore. You remember the guy's name?
Tucker.
Justin Tucker, 21. Only a handful of players ever made a 60-plus yard. What's his name for?
Gary Anderson, did he have one?
No, not
Oh,
60.
Dempsey.
Dempsey, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Dempsey was, he held the record before Tucker beat him.
First one.
Who's Ravens kicker?
Tucker. Justin Tucker.
One of the most interesting NFL facts is that 12 teams have never won a Super Bowl. Over 1/3 of the league, surprisingly, and 4 have never ever made an appearance. Anybody? Well, Preston, tell me who 4 was. We just talked about it.
Not to win or not to even appear.
4 never made it to the Super Bowl.
Lions.
120 miles that way, west.
A mistake on the lane.
Cleveland, Houston Texans, and the Jacksonville
Jaguars.
Wow.
You know, getting back to that field goal, Dempsey, it was 64 yards. He had a half of a foot.
That's right.
Yeah, and he
That's
kicked it
right.
straight.
Yeah.
He was disabled.
He was a disabled.
Disabled kicker,
And he
yeah.
kicked it straight on.
Yeah,
Yes, he
he
did.
wasn't angry, he was kicking it straight on.
Who was the first, did Kansas City, was that Johan Shenango?
Yes,
Yes.
Played for Kansas City Chiefs?
Garo Upremian.
Yeah,
Premier.
Miami.
Miami.
It's a tie salesman. Yeah, he was a tie salesman.
He had necktie.
Yeah, that single bar, man. That single bar.
And how about the Seattle Seahawks name was decided by a public competition in the 1970s. The new to Seattle franchise opened a competition where the public could suggest names and then vote. The team received about 1,750 suggestions and 20,000 entries.
Wow.
How's this for interesting NFL facts? Players weren't required to wear helmets until 1943.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Wow.
Oh, here's a good one.
That's a good one.
This, you guys will like this one. The Green Bay Packers are the oldest team that still holds its original name. The team was established in 1919 and has never been renamed or relocated. Another interesting NFL fact about the Packers, the team is said to have the longest waiting list for season tickets in the entire league. It's so long, in fact, that you could live to be 100 and never get a chance at tickets, even if you'd been on the list your entire life.
Wow. That's something.
That's something, huh?
That's
Another
sure
captive
is.
audience there in Wisconsin, right? Nothing else going on.
Nothing else
The
going on.
vast majority of the fans, like, they buy into being like investors with that team.
Yeah. It's not a privately owned company.
Right.
Listen to this one, it goes on. As of 2/19, about 137,000 people were on the list.
How many?
137,000. In many seasons, only around 700 pairs of tickets are available, making the situation even more scarce. Tickets are fully transferable. So many people transfer them to family members or other loved ones in their will, and the tickets never go back into the pool. Because of this, there's no way to know for sure, but it's believed that the average wait time is close to 1,000 years. Wow.
We'll watch it on TV.
Jack Koza, I hope you're watching. We gave you a great plug tonight.
That's right.
Who else?
Freddie Mazzock.
Freddie
Freddie
Mazzock.
Mazzock loves the Packers.
While we're on a roll, not a bagel.
This is the little comedy.
Yeah. Tom Brady, AKA the GOAT, greatest of all time, holds many first and only titles and is certainly the subject of many interesting NFL facts. We talked about this before, not with Brady. He's been in most Super Bowls 10, won the most Super Bowls 7, and is the oldest player to ever have played and won a Super Bowl. Speaking of Tom Brady, the New England Patriots hold the longest winning streak in the NFL, a whopping 21 games between 2003 and 2004. Wow. Now, at the opposite side of the spectrum, the Buffalo Bills and Minnesota Vikings considered the unwinningest, totally a word, teams in history. Both made it to the Super Bowl an impressive 4 times in just a decade, but was defeated every time. Yep. Although the Dallas Cowboys are arguably one of the most iconic teams in the NFL, the team is such unique is that it doesn't believe in retiring jersey numbers. The Oakland Raiders also don't believe in retiring players' numbers.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it has a lot of good facts here.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. For all the interesting NFL facts, this is perhaps one of the most surprising. It wasn't until 2021 that a team played a Super Bowl in its home stadium. Well, we knew that. They just started on. Yeah, well, not started, but it was by the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady, go figure. And not only did they play at home, they won.
They won.
The Tampa,
Yep.
here in Atlanta, they played with the New England and Atlanta. Where did that game? That was
I don't know, I think it was on a neutral field.
I was in Houston.
Houston?
It's only happened once.
Huh?
It only happened once.
Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals hold the unfortunate honor of the longest postseason drought between 1947 and 1998. 51 years, the team didn't win a single game in postseason.
Wow.
Of the 20 most viewed television broadcasts of all time, 19 are Super Bowls. Now that's one of the most interesting NFL facts. If you're a longtime football fan, this is probably one of the most interesting facts out there. The storied 2000 Baltimore Ravens, who won the Super Bowl that year, went 5 games that season where they didn't score a single touchdown.
Wow.
That was that team they had was defensive.
Yeah, it's defensive.
In those 5 games, the only poor score were field goals from kicker Matt Stover. Another plug for a Green Bay Packer. The Green Bay Packers close out the final anecdote on our list of interesting NFL facts. The team is the only one in the NFL that's publicly owned and a non-profit organization. Unsurprisingly, it's also the only one that shares its balance sheets every year.
Getting back to like Buffalo, the years they didn't make. I mean, when Jim Kelly quarterback, was it 3 or 4 years they made it to the Super Bowl and never won?
Yeah.
I know it was consecutive.
4 in a row.
4 in a row, and never won. And Kelly was their quarterback.
Yeah, I went to 3 AFC championships against the Raiders when I was still with Rick Begley, and they lost all 3 of them.
They one was a field goal as against Dallas, or
Yeah.
Bo Jackson didn't play.
I mean
He went out to practice.
they were close. Then see how you just fall off. Then they came back.
Well, those are little interesting facts. If you guys ever find anything like this, bring it in. We'll throw it around. I don't know. Was you reading that? I just saw this come out in 1939. Go. I'm parched. You want to read it? That's interesting. This is a segment called That's Interesting.
The city of Newcastle, county seat and center of Lawrence County, formerly an Indian trading center and the capital of the Delaware Indians in western Pennsylvania. It was called Couscous Kai. Newcastle was founded in 1798 on a grant of land given to Major Robert Stewart of Newcastle, Delaware, for services rendered in a Revolutionary War. It grew from a pioneer settlement through various stages, first as a trading and agricultural center, later receiving greater impetus through industrial development and exploitation of natural resources, principally coal, clay, limestone in the vicinity. Newcastle became a third-class city in 1874 and today has a population of approximately 50,000.
50,000 people.
Wow.
That was in
With
30.
all those industries. And we had, before you go on, does it say anything about railroads? There was 4 major railroads coming through here.
Yeah, I
you
believe
know-
so, yeah.
Yeah.
And Newcastle, with over 800 retail stores, continues as a trading center for
800
the
retail.
larger area
Imagine.
containing over 100,000 population, but has the greatest importance in industry. Newcastle is situated almost midway between New York and Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, a day's drive from any of these cities. It's within 10 miles of the Pennsylvania-Ohio state line and 50 miles north of Pittsburgh, and Pennsylvania's greatest mineral area, where coal, limestone, sandstone, fire clay are found in commercial abundance. From Newcastle, within a radius of 50 miles, are 2,800,000 people. Within 500 miles are 56% of the population of the United States and 47% of the population of Canada. It didn't say about the railroad.
Yeah, I was on another one. So the point we're trying to get at is it's not the same as it.
No, it isn't.
So you lost 30,000 people since 1930.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
it's
people
a lot of people.
and a lot of industry.
The whole Midwest,
And businesses.
you know, Midwest all the way up, and everybody's down south and out west. This is the way the industry went.
That was interesting.
Thank you.
That's interesting.
With 800 retail stores, we don't have.
800 retail.
We don't have 10.
Wow.
In Newcastle.
in Newcastle.
That's good. That's something.
Well, anything else, guys, you want to talk about? No? Let's go watch the Canes. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with curiosity to see.
Homecoming. Come watch the game.
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Usually,
Come on.
We got what, 2 after that, Rand?
Yep.
2 more left
We
after
got
that.
one more, away and home after that.
we're away at Ambridge and
And
home.
home against,
I just wish the
Blackhawks.
kids, I know the team's good, but don't get intimidated. Just go out and play football.
that's all you gotta do. Just keep playing, don't give up.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Well, we can talk about that for, right, Barry, for days, hours, right, Zig?
Yeah.
But we're not going.
Yeah, it's a
We're
sad
not going to.
situation.
It's finally started their backup quarterback behind.
Yeah, I saw that Pitt benched their quarterback and,
Yeah. Moved the wide receiver, didn't
Tight end.
he? Or tight end.
Oh, Pitt did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everything is
Yeah, I got
moving.
bad news for you. Chip's a Notre Dame fan, okay?
Yeah.
Don't even say that word,
nice try.
Pitt and Chip, in the same sentence.
That's Coach
Now, if you
Littell.
wanna say that Notre Dame and Chip, now you're talking.
Who's Notre Dame got this one?
USC
That corrupt.
at Notre Dame.
Where you going?
I'm gonna, well, Pitt plays on the 28th.
It could be
That'll
40,
be a blowout.
40, 50, nothing.
Yeah.
Easy.
They'll take the revenge out on Pitt.
I got something for you Pitt fans. What's the deal with Pitt?
Quarterback play for me.
Quarterback.
Quarterback play for me.
No quarterback.
No
Right?
quarterback.
Quarterback play. They don't
Are
have-
they young? No.
Couple
No, not
injuries.
really.
They lost their tight end. They have some injuries.
No major receiver.
SECs?
The ACC?
ACC?
It's not the SEC, no.
No.
But, it's a quarterback play. You got to have a quarterback, and they just don't got it.
Nope.
They run the ball fairly well, but geez, they're behind most games. They can't get caught up.
The defense is on the field.
Louisville's tough.
You get down there late,
Louisville's
defense is
tough,
on the
man.
field a lot.
I was impressed. I watched that Notre Dame game. Louisville's tough.
Yeah.
They're
They
tough.
are.
They're
They
on
are.
both sides of the ball. They're tough. And
Their quarterback, he couldn't make it at Notre Dame when he went there first. Then he went to Boston College, he couldn't make it there. And when he was at Pine Richland, he was getting banned from all these different campuses, like North Allegheny, because he was causing all kind of trouble.
Trouble.
And it just, I just, when I heard he was gonna be the quarterback this year, I said, man, you know what? If I'm a Pitt fan, I better go to church and light a candle.
There's something I read in the paper today too about, they're talking about the USC quarterback, that he may not come out because he's making so much money
Right.
on the NIL,
Yeah.
that he will actually make more money, and then rather than going to the NFL, and maybe not going to a team he wants to go to. So that's coming into play now too,
Yeah.
especially with these top guys, because they're making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So he can see who's there. If he don't want to go there, he doesn't have to come out.
Listen, we did talk about, it's, Alabama's gonna have some, everybody's having their problems now with recruiting.
Yep.
Because you got Deion Sanders, you got him recruiting heavy, and he's doing it the right way, so.
And who else is going to copycat that and bring guys in with the celebrity and to attract recruits?
So Dick Bucket, did he pass away before the last year, or did he just recently passed this week?
He passed away,
A couple days ago.
last week.
Before the Sunday NFL
Yeah.
games, right?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week.
It said that the college sports leaders are considering making changes to current NCAA guidelines that would allow schools to get more significantly more involved in helping athletes make money from endorsement deals.
So they're gonna they'll make some big bucks.
Yes.
There's so much out there.
Oh,
We
Sam, there's
we
a
only
ton.
think of, I'll go back to the NFL players, how much money they make. You think about it. Marcus Williams for the Ravens is 22 million, 23 million. Big bucks.
And the NFL leads, it leads every sports story, every newspaper.
Yep.
I mean, you turn the news on and Major League Baseball, it gets the third and fourth play today because they were talking about not just yesterday's game, Sunday's games before they even got to Major League Baseball playoffs. The playoffs happened last night. I think it was after the first commercial. That's hard to believe, but
Yeah.
football runs the roost.
Yeah.
That's where all the money's at.
Go back to high school, what about Farrell? What's going on there?
They're still undefeated, right?
No,
They're
no,
undefeated.
there's something going on.
Yeah, they
Oh.
had some
You
problems with some racial problems.
Yeah, there's some issues there.
They have some issues.
But athletically, it's hard to believe that they put those few
And it's
kids on
not,
the field.
this wasn't Farrell's problem. It's the schools that, it was the volleyball. Or s-
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's terrible. Tony ripped on, we had him on the show. I talk to him every day. It's just crazy. It's a crazy thing. You know, we can go really into that, but we're not gonna do that.
Right.
It's,
But they're having another good season up there.
They are.
Yes, they
They're
are.
having another good season. I know everybody says, oh, the competition, but they get into state playoffs and
Yes.
they still do well.
Yeah, they dominate.
Right.
they dominate.
Yes, they do.
We're gonna come back here, we're gonna come back here again next week, same time. And I think starting in November, we're gonna go back. Is Wednesdays okay?
Yeah.
Come back to Wednesdays? What do you think, guys?
Wednesdays
Wednesdays
fine.
better.
Yeah, that's
We're almost gonna have to because, girls
Basketball.
basketball's on Monday,
Basketball.
Thursday, Tuesday. Actually, we don't come
Tuesday,
on Fridays,
Friday.
but the most logical day would be just a Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
And, maybe I think last week we didn't mention, we do have to give thanks to sponsors that help. We've been laying low with the guys, us guys getting the sponsors. So we have some food tonight. We're going to eat it because we love to eat.
Yep,
And Frank, Pia, if you're out there, be safe, buddy.
yep.
I know you're watching, unless you think he's sleeping.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping.
He's probably sleeping. No. Oh, you know what I wanted to tell the audience out there? Get on YouTube and you can hit the like button if you like us. Subscribe, and we still had over 700 for these mostly old guys here.
Mostly.
You had 100 on YouTube.
Mostly.
100 hits on YouTube.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good
good.
stuff.
That's good.
And it's, as you can see, hi. How you doing? As you can see, there's no script. We
Right.
just wing it.
Swing it.
So wing it. We're gonna.
You gotta call Rapone. Harry, you gotta call, get Rapone.
I gotta text in the bear, me and Gino, so
Okay.
he's away. He's been busy.
I'll take care of Mike and,
We're gonna say it again. Get him here. We're not gonna beg anybody. If you're watching out there, we've
Yep,
told
come on.
you.
He's good
Come on
TV,
down.
right?
Walk
He's
in,
good TV.
walk in here on 6:30 on Tuesdays
I
and
seen
we're,
Saturday. He said he would come on.
we need to get Louis Parada in here too.
yeah.
We need to get Louis up here, and then we need to
I've
get
asked Louis a
better.
couple
Yeah,
times,
yeah,
yeah.
and,
Sammy Holmes, I've asked him,
Sammy.
but Sam has obligations for his church, so it's
He
maybe
said-
a Wednesday. would be-
Wednesday be better for me. he said.
Wednesday we'll do Sam.
Yeah, that'll be
But
good.
you know what? It's just, we're all good friends here, and conversations are not hard to stir up. So
Well, this is number 24.
24,
I was waiting for you to say it, but
24.
there it is,
Coming up on
24.
1 year.
Number
It'll
24.
be a year next month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should
We
I?
won't run out of things to talk about after the cameras go off. That's for sure. The show don't stop here.
No, it doesn't.
A lot of that stuff
Can't wait
they
for
don't
tomorrow,
need
we
here.
hit 26.
Yeah, lucky number. Huh?
Lucky number.
Well, Friday night we'll all be together again. We'll be up at the in the press box eating and kibitzing.
Legendary Taggart. So
Legendary Taggart Stadium. Lot of tradition there. Lot of tradition there. I actually was sitting there yesterday before Randy came. Me and Randy go meet up there a couple days a week, and I was sitting there just looking around. And it just puts chills into your body when you just think how great it was at one time.
Yep.
Listen, you're not going to win all the time. You're not. You're not going to win.
push your Southern
But
Columbia.
unless you're Southern Columbia.
You take from every good thing around.
But we played, and we've said this so much, we played till the final second. And if we lost, we lost. But we come back and we played hard, and
That taste was in your mouth.
it was always in your mouth, and we played as hard as we can.
Yeah.
And that's just the name of the game. You gotta go out there and play,
Yeah.
But, there's no sense of getting into that, but you just look at that stadium and you think, I thought of all the great
People
great
went through.
people that went through, not only the players, but the great people that watched our games.
Amen.
Lawyers and
Sometimes you
doctors.
just sit there and you can just hear the
The
crowd
fans,
yelling.
the bands are beautiful
And they,
bands.
and I'll emphasize what a great Tommy Zambella and
Oh, yeah,
and
Ferrara.
Nick Yo,
Mike
and
Ferrara.
Mr. Mike
Yeah,
Ferrara.
I mean,
Through the years, and the candy canes, and the cheerleaders, and the flag line, and the majorettes.
Zampella, I mean,
It's just all the people that came through that gate, and it's just, it brings back memory. When I tell you what, it's anymore, now that I'm retired as athletic director, I can't wait to be at the stadium, win or lose. Because it's just,
Absolutely.
it's a great place to hang
Yeah,
out.
those are our kids.
It's a great place to hang out.
Sure is.
Just, things are not going so well right now, but.
We've been through that before, right? We came through the
Yeah,
other side.
we did.
Yeah.
We went through it before, and it's the situation right now is just not perfect. It's just, we're down to our knees right now, and we gotta get off our knees, and we gotta
end on a good note.
end on a good note. We need a couple wins under our
Yep.
belt.
Yes, we do.
And we definitely have to
Yeah.
look
Yep.
to the future and work
Yeah.
hard, very hard. You got to work at it.
And I'll say to all the county schools out there, it's getting to the crunch time, especially if you got a chance to make the playoffs, because this is what it's all about. All the hard work you do in the off season, and we want to give left in the Shenango and Mohawk and those teams that are in contention. Union, it's getting to that time of the year that it's time.
Playoff time in Western Pennsylvania.
Playoff time in Western
That's
PA.
right.
Nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Week 8. It's
Week
hard to
8.
believe that.
Yep.
Week 8. But thanks, guys, for coming tonight. Thank our sponsors. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you, Ronald.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Ronnie.
And we'll be back, God willing, next Tuesday at 6:30 right here. Bobby,
Everybody, keep working.
good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
At MP Coney Island, it's all about the chili and has been for nearly 100 years since we opened in 1923. We help put Newcastle on the map as the hot dog capital of the world. Visit our store, place an order for pickup at mpconeyisland.com, delivery with DoorDash, or find the grocery store near you with our chili locator on our website. Want to own your own MP Coney Island? Now you can with our franchise system. At MP Coney Island, it's all about the chili.